Hello, my name's Mike, M0MSN, and a very good day to you. It's week 8 or possibly week 9 of lockdown here in the UK, and I am now turning my attention to my Yaesu FT-991A. I must say, fantastic radio. It does have its faults, more like all radios really. And as you know, if you'd seen my other video on the 991A, that mine has a bit of oversensitivity on the front end. You can't use it really in close proximity to any other stations. So a field day, for instance, is a no-go, as it will blow the front end out on this particular radio. I don't know if it's the same across all of the 991As, but it's certainly true of mine. So yeah, never mind. But besides that, it's a fantastic radio, and I'd like to show you one or two things about it and guide you through it. So if you're thinking of buying one, or you've already got one and you haven't really played with it yet, then this might help you. The other thing as well is that there's two versions of it, the US version and an EU version. The EU version can be modded for the HF bands for extended TX, but it does not extend the VHF or UHF bands. If it's the American version of the 991A, it can be extended for the VHF bands as well, so you get a TX from 138 through to 176, I believe, on the VHF, and I believe it extends the UHF into the PMR, is it? The PMR bands as well. You can't do that with the European version because I understand that it's locked with firmware, so the CPU on board doesn't allow for the UHF and VHF bands to have extended TX. That being said, you can do the HF side of it, so you can extend the HF bands from 1 meg right through to the 30 meg for TX and receive, so some good bits. You don't have 4 meters, but you do have 6 meters. Anyway, let's have a look at the radio, and I hope it helps. Cheers for now. Okay, basic functions. The band selection switch will take you through the various different bands. They're set out in megahertz rather than in meterage. Once you've selected the band, you can set up to 3 memories on the band button itself, as you can see, but that's automatic save memories. You just tune them whenever you come out, that's what it is left into. The mode will take you into the various different ones. As you can see, you've got all of the modes set out as a press, rather than having to repeat press a button to cycle through them. You can choose the mode directly, which is better than some of the multiple press button radio systems. So once you've set it up, set up all the defaults within the system by pressing the menu button. So once you've set all you never really need to go back into this menu once you've set it up. It is a long menu. It's 153, 154, 153. There you go. Different menu options. But like I said, once you've set them up once, you really don't need to go back in there. And most of the default settings, I hasten to add, work perfectly well. There's no real requirement to come off of them. The only thing I've done, I think, is on from the stock or from the presets, and I think that's around 130. I could be wrong on that as well. It could be 115. It was 115. Okay, where I've changed the this from being from just being a spectrum to a waterfall. So if you like the waterfall, you have to go into it on 115, select it and change it to waterfall, from spectrum to waterfall, and that will work. You also have the choice here of changing the spectrum colour from the default, which is blue. It cycles through different colours like grey and green and red. I kind of like the blue. I like the default settings actually, which is why I've left them where they are. Okay, now so once you've set up the menu settings, and I'll go into it and hold it because there's one other thing you need to do, is to set up your call sign so that when you're on C4 FM that is transmitted, and also when the radio starts it gives that call sign as well. If you feel obliged to do so, you can put your latitude and longitudinal coordinates in. I personally haven't bothered, as you can see. I did set the time and date, and I haven't bothered doing any preset on the CWs. Right, let's go to the function list up here. These you do tend to go into quite a lot, but you have the ability to set the bottom 4 presets for what you require per band. So for instance, in the HF bands where we are now, I wanted the bottom ones to be the meter, so I could change it from SWR to power out or to the AFC. I wanted the RF power button, I wanted the noise reduction button, and I wanted the channel change button, which is this multi knob, which you can press it and then you can go up and down the band in 5 kHz shifts. Press it again and you go on 1 kHz shifts. So relatively straightforward and easy to use. Now you change those by moving scrolling through the menu. There they are, the swaps, the F1s, F2, F3 and F4s, the function buttons. So if I wanted to change the SWR meter, for instance, or the meter button here, you'd press that and then go through the system to find the button you want to replace it with. Okay. I still kind of want the SWR meter, so I think I might leave it as it is. There you go. So you get out of it by clicking the menu list again. Let's just show you how good the noise reduction system is.
November. 7-3, John. Yeah, there, John, take care. Obviously quite a bit of interview at the moment. Yeah, I'm sure you're going to a little bit actually. Try to tune down slightly and almost if you knock the frequency slightly.
Anyway, right, let's get...
Yeah, it was a mic 3 station.
Let's get on with it.
The mic 3. Yes, I had the same thing there. I put the clarifier on, but it was a pretty old...
So you can pre-select or select the buttons that appear in the bottom tray there. Okay. Twiddling it. RF gain. I'm not going to tell you how to use this bloody radio. It's pointless. Is it any good? Yes, it is good. I'll do a transmit 60 watts on the 40 meters. I'll see if I can break into these guys talking.
Mike 1 Alpha Echo Charlie return. Yeah, okay, thanks, Mark. Yeah, cheerio, Harold, thanks for calling in. Okay, QRZ, this is Mike 1 Alpha, November and Company, QRZ.
Mike 0, Mike Sierra November, M0 MSN.
Yeah, 1 or 2 stations calling in, Mike 0, Mike Sierra November, yeah, good afternoon to you. The name this side is Alan. The QTH is near the city of Leicester, and you're 5 and 9, lovely signal with me. I'm also in QSO with Mike 1 Alpha Echo Charlie Mark, he's in Worcester. So back to you, M0 MSN M1ANN.
Yes, good afternoon, gentlemen. The name here is Mike. I'm in the city of Gloucester, and I'm just testing out an FT-991A and a end-fed half-wave that I've just put together, and I'm hoping, if you don't mind, gentlemen, for a very quick signal report, M0 MSN.
Yeah, okay, Mike. Yeah, good afternoon to you. Well, you'll be glad to know it's working very well. 59 plus 10, 59 plus 10 with me, Mike, from the 991 and your end fed, and good audio. I'll pass you over to Mark, and he'll probably give you...
Okay, so let's say we want to set up a repeater and then store it into the Yaesu's memory. So this is how we do it. First, obviously, we need to know the repeater frequencies. I'm going to use my local one, which is CG, which is at 145. Let's have a look. 145.725. There we are. 145.725. Funnily enough, it's within the automatic repeater allocation, so it's automatically entered the minus figure, and also it's encoded it. But let's go to the menu just to make sure everything is right. The tone is correct, so let's go down. It's not on simplex. So here we go. So we need to put the repeater in correctly, and we need to make sure it's encoded, which it is. So let's just check it. It's obviously accessed it, so that looks good. So that's working well. So now we want to enter it into memory. So we come this side of the radio and we press and let go the AM button quickly. Aha, okay. And now we find a free entry slot on our memories. So we use channel 94. Come back to our memory selector, press AM and hold it in place. And there we are. Double click, and that's now in memory. Okay, so that was a very quick insight of the 991A. As you can see, it's a very capable little radio that covers HF and VHF, UHF bands. I love it. I think it's a great bit of kit. Should I suggest that you buy one? No, I'm not going to do that, because that's up to you. I'm not in the game for recommending. I just thought I would show you my radio, and so that you could see what it's capable of doing. Okay, it's only just touched the tip of the iceberg with this particular radio. There is so much more. The C4 FM, Wires X. There's which are part of the digital modes. There are 1,001 things that you really do need to read for yourself and play with for yourself. But I hope that that's given you some taste of what you can do with this radio. Okay, cheers for now. Thanks very much. Oh, by the way, if you like what you've seen, please subscribe and press the little bell so you can see where the next one pops up. Give it a thumbs up, and the other button works as well, the thumbs down. So cheers for now. Bye-bye.